Hi guys, my name's Blake. I'm one of the physiotherapists at St Vincent's Hospital, and welcome to Health Hub Live.
Hi, I'm Tamara. I'm also a physiotherapist working here, helping out Blake.
Great. Today we're going to go through some bodyweight exercises, some simple things you can do at home. And before we get into all of this, if you do have any niggling issues or pains throughout any of the exercises, please stop and consult your local GP or doctor regarding if you're quite concerned about those. But we'll get straight into it otherwise. So really important before you do any sort of exercise is to warm up. So what I'll get Tamara to do is, and we'll swap over, and Tamara, I'll just get you to march on the spot for me. Great, excellent. So not going too hard, it's just nice and gentle exercises. And then once you've got your legs going, you can add your arms, Tamara. So you can add some punching movements as well. Again, like you're doing a little bit of Zumba, and you can be creative and be a bit fun. So you can add some freestyle if you want to it as well. Nice, Tamara, good moves. All right, and then what you can do, add a bit of breaststroke. Now, it's all fun and games, but when you think about it, all these moves are really opening up your chest and opening up your arms and your legs, and you're getting into the mindset of exercise. So incorporate that fun element into it as well. So it's really good to warm up for about 5 to 10 minutes. And you can do whatever you want, whatever dances you want, as long as it involves it. It's quite dynamic as well. All right, thanks Tamara for that lovely demonstration. The first exercise we'll get into is called a squat. I'm sure most of you have heard of those before. You do it every day. So Tamara here is going to demonstrate how we do the squat. So firstly, you have a chair. It'd be really good to have that behind you. And you're just squatting up and down. And this one's really good for your legs and also your bottom muscles. And it's good to aim for about 10 to 12 repetitions of this exercise. Now, if you're finding this is pretty easy and you can do a little bit more, you can always add your arms to it. So tomorrow I'll get you to lift your arms up above your head and then do the same movement. So that way you're opening up your chest, you're using your upper body muscles as well, and it's a whole body movement now. So it's really good exercise. Again, aiming for about 10 to 12 reps. So if you're finding both of those a bit tricky, what you can do is if you have a wall, you can line yourself and your back against the wall. And then what you can do is do the squat, and your clothes are going to help you slide up and down the wall. You're not going too far down as Tamara's demonstrating, so just small knee bends there. And again, that's really good, especially if you have aches and pains around your knees as well. So again, we're aiming for about 10 to 12 repetitions of that exercise there. All right. Great. How's that feeling, Tamara?
Feeling the burn.
Good. All right, Tamara, come on over. So the next exercise we're going to do is called a lunge. So Tamara, if you come on over to the chair, really good to have a chair or a kitchen bench nearby to help you with your balance. Now, what you're going to do, Tamara, I'll get you to take one step forward, one step back. So you'll start in this position here, which is called a split stance, and your back leg is going to be on the balls of your feet or your toes. So what I'd like you to do tomorrow is to bend both knees down and lower your hips. At the end point is where both knees are at 90 degrees there, and then coming back up. Now this is quite a demanding exercise. So if you have a kitchen bench or rail nearby or a chair that you can hold on to, just to make sure that you don't have any issues with your balance. Now, if you're finding that's a bit tricky, or if you're finding that's pretty easy, you can you can take away your arms and your hands, and then do the same movement. That way, you're using more of the stabilizing muscles around your hips, and it works a little bit more on your balance. Now, with these exercises, it's quite demanding, so aim for about 6 to 8 reps on each leg. And if you do have any knee pain or anything throughout, please stop. We don't want to aggravate any symptoms. All right, and then what you can do if you're finding that's pretty easy is you can add your upper body to it. So arms out in front, Tamara, and as you go down, you can rotate your arms out to the side. Now that's going to incorporate your thoracic and your back muscles and your joints around there. Really good for if you've been sitting down a lot of the day and you're using your upper body to help open that chest area up a little bit more. Great. Again, we're aiming for about 6 to 8 reps on each side. Okay. Really important, guys, that you have a good rest in between each of the exercises you do. So if Tamara's done a hard 8 reps on each side, she's going to have a good 1 to 2 minute rest in between, just so her muscles are recovered and she's not too fatigued throughout the exercises. All right. So the next exercise we're going to do is an upper body exercise. So tomorrow I'll get you to stand in front of the bed and I'll get you to sit down for this one. So this is going to really open up your chest, but also use your shoulder muscles too. It's called a YTW. So tomorrow I'll get you to lift your hand above your head. Now this is the Y position, and it's going to really open up your chest muscles, but also work your back muscles too. So tomorrow bring your arms down. The next one is a T. So tomorrow if you lift your arms out to the side, again opening up your chest muscles, using your back muscles as well, and then coming back. And then tomorrow, can you do a W for me, please? Excellent. So in the shape of a W, again, we're using our shoulder muscles to help us get into that position. So really important to start with this exercise sitting down, and then you incorporate all three at the same time. So, and if you're finding that's a bit easy, you can always do it standing up and doing the same motion. You'll find that if you're standing, you'll probably be able to get a little bit wider just because it allows your back to open up a little bit more too. With this one, we're aiming for about 6 reps on each movement or each letter. So really focusing on opening up the back muscles there. All right, great. Tamara, how's that feel?
Good. That's a good stretch in the front. Good for the computer days.
Excellent. All right. So the next exercise is another upper body exercise, and it's going to incorporate the shoulders too. So what I'll get you to do tomorrow is just to raise your arms all the way up above your head. Now, similar to what we were doing before, but we're incorporating a little bit more shoulder movement throughout this whole exercise. Now, if you have a can of baked beans or some form of weight, if you're finding this pretty easy, you can always add that to your hands, and that way you're using a little bit more weight. So tomorrow, I'll just get you to get the weights for me. Great. And again, palms facing each other as you do it. And then what I'll get you to do is, again, lifting your arms up. Now, we're only going to start just to hear if you're getting any shoulder issues or niggling pains throughout. However, if your shoulders are fine and you have no issues doing it, then always aim for the just in line with your ears. So your arms should always go just in line. Now this one's a bit tricky, so we're aiming for about 6 to 8 reps, very low reps, and make sure you have a good rest in between each set that you do, okay? How's that feel, Tamara? Good. We'll finish on there. Thanks, Tamara. Excellent. We'll put the weight down. Great. And I've got one more exercise to go through. It's just a lower body exercise. So tomorrow I'll get you lying on the bed. Great. And it's good to have a pillow just underneath the head, just so you're not in an awkward position. But this exercise is called a hip bridge. Some of you may have heard of this exercise before. But what we'll do, Tamara's got us in a lovely position here, where her knees are bent and her back is flat on the bed. And then what I'm going to ask Tamara to do is lift your hips up off the bed, hold that top position for 3 seconds, and then come back down. Excellent. Now, it's really good. Tamara's got her hands on the bed here too. That's going to help her push up a little bit. So it's really good to start with this variation of this exercise. If you're finding that's quite easy, you can always have your arms either across your chest or just above. But we'll start with across your chest, and that way you're not using your arms to help you at all. It's all your lower body. Again, we're aiming for about 10 to 12 reps of this exercise because this one you probably can do a lot of. And then if you're finding this is still pretty easy, you want more of a challenge, you can always go onto one leg. So tomorrow, I'll just get you going to one leg, and then you're having your leg out straight here, and then you're doing the same movement, pushing up, and making sure that your hips are even on both sides and not tilted on either side as well. Good. Now this one's a little bit more challenging, so try to do about 6 to 8 reps of this exercise. How does that feel tomorrow?
It's hard.
It's hard? Excellent. And this is something you can do if you have a bed or anywhere you can lie down. You can do this exercise. So really simple, really great to do at home. All right. Excellent. And make sure to swap legs when you're doing that exercise as well. Awesome. Now, really important, if you do want more of a challenge, you can create a circuit. So any of these exercises here, you can do it in a consecutive formation as well. So you're doing 3 exercises and you're having a good rest in between each round that you do. But that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you do have any questions about any of the exercises we have done, please leave a comment in the comment box below, and then we'll answer them straight away. But besides that, I hope you have a good day, and thank you very much for joining us.